Welcome. We're going to be actually going over two forms today. The first form is the base of the second form we're going to be using. Now, the first form, you do not need to know how to make it, but I'm going to tell you how it works anyway. The first form is you take a verb stem and you attach 으락 if it ends in a consonant, or you just attach 락 if it ends with a vowel. And then you repeat the exact same thing and you stick them together. You do not need to memorize how to make this form because you will never be making this form on your own. Every single verb that uses this form has its own dictionary entry. So you only need to be able to recognize it. What this form does is it shows that two verbs are related to each other. However, these verbs, while they have something in common, they are actually working against each other. So think up and down, going and coming, blue and red. That's sort of opposite. They are working against each other, but not at the same time. Verb stem 으락, verb stem 으락, 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 으락. These verbs are working against each other one after the other. So you do verb and then you do verb and then you do verb and then you do verb, kind of like they're going back and forth like a seesaw. So there are only a few verbs, a very small number of verbs that use this form. 오락가락하다. So this one, 오다, to come, 가다, to go, 락, 오락가락하다. 오다, 가다. These are related actions, but they work against each other. And one is happening after the other, like a seesaw, coming and going. So you might say someone keeps coming and going with 오락가락. 오르락, 내리락하다. 오르다 means to go up. 내리다 means to go down. Going up and going down. So this is to go up and down frequently. You just keep doing it. Keep going back and forth, up and down. 들락날락하다. So this one is entering and leaving. To go in or to come in and go out frequently. You keep going in and out. The reason I gave you that form is because it's actually the same form that we get our main form for today's lesson. However, you'll notice that the conjugation is slightly different. You take a verb stem and you attach if it ends with a consonant, or you'll attach a lir if it ends in a vowel. Then you'll attach 락. You'll give a space, and then you'll attach 말락 and then 하다. 말락 comes from the verb 말다. 말다 means two things. It means to stop doing something, or here it just means to not do something. So you're doing a verb and then you're not doing the verb. You're doing it, but you're not doing it. You're doing it, but you're not doing it. One of the common ways this gets translated is about to happen. Like something is almost happening, but it didn't happen yet. It's going back and forth between happening and not happening. Not happening, but right about to happen. While the form is 말락, it's also really common. In fact, maybe more common to say it like this. It's more common to say 랑 instead of 락. So let me just give you an example. If we have the verb 하다, you could get 하 is the verb stem. It ends in a vowel, so you'd get 할, 할랑, 말랑하다. 먹다, to eat, ends in a consonant. 먹, 먹을, 먹을랑, 말랑하다. This form has nothing to do with 말랑말랑하다. This is the verb just for something being very soft. This is not the form we're doing today. What happens when you get this sound plus this sound? What happens when these letters meet together? You get this. 떨어질랑 말락해요. So regardless of whether you use 랑 or 락, when it's used in this construction, it's always still going to be pronounced as 랑 말락 or 랑 말랑. So that, my guess, is the original origin of why there are two versions of this form, is due to sound changes. You're going to say this as 랑 anyway. So the button is 떨어지다, falling off, not falling off, but falling off, but not falling off. So it's about to fall off. 단추가 떨어질랑 말락해요. 달이 구름 때문에 보일락 말락해요. 보일랑 말락해요. Or you could have said it as 보일랑 말랑해요. So literally the moon is, because of the clouds, you can see it, but you can't see it. But a more natural way to translate that would be just, I could barely see it. 천장에 손이 달랑말랑해요. My hand to the ceiling, 닿다, is like to connect or to be able to touch something. So it's like it's touching the ceiling, but it's 말랑. It's not touching the ceiling, and it's like touching the ceiling, but it's not. 천장에 손이 달랑말랑해요. 영희가, so our friend 영희, 들릴랑말락한 소리로 속삭였어요. So 속삭이다 is to whisper. 소리 is sound or voice. So in a voice that is, 들리다 is to be audible, something that you can hear. So 영희 whispered in a voice that I could barely hear. 들릴랑말락. 들락날락하면, so if you keep coming in and leaving and coming in and leaving and coming in and leaving, like going in and out. 찬바람이 들어와서 추워요. 찬 바람 means cold wind. 들어오다, it's like coming in. So the wind keeps coming in and it's cold. 들락날락하면 찬바람이 들어와서 추워요. 영화 제목이 기억날락말락하네요. So hey, the movie title is just on the tip of my tongue. Like I can barely almost remember. So the movie title is, I can remember it, but I can't remember it. Like it's just on the tip of my tongue. Like it's balancing on the tip of my tongue. Okay, that is the end of our lesson today. Thank you for coming. I will see you again next time. 그럼 다음에 또 봐.